As our teenagers head back to school, it's about a lot of things. You got the books, the backpacks, the friends, but also we need to be helping them build independence, responsibility, real world habits. So how do we do that? How do parents really help in a big way? Texas Children's Pediatrics Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sapna Singh, joining us live with tips. You have teenagers, I have teenagers. We're both we're invested in this, and we need to be smart about how we think about this, because I think it's probably easy for parents just to do everything for their kids, but you're saying you have to let go a little bit. What does that actually look like to start letting go a little bit and letting them make more decisions?
Well, I mean, it's a great question. I think that one of the things that a lot of parents struggle with is, if I pull back, am I going to watch my child falter, make some mistakes? And I think that's really important as part of the growing process. So as they're starting to get older, starting to become more independent, you really have to start letting them take on responsibility. So teaching them some real world skills, when your laundry is dirty, who's supposed to take care of that? I mean, you got to go and, start building that skill up, and things like taking your car to the shop. Every kid at 16, they're ready to go drive. They want to take on that responsibility. Got to get your oil changed. You got to take it to the shop. So starting to build confidence that they can do things on their own by actually letting them do things on their own.
Right. It's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing for them to actually do it.
100%.
Why don't you go take care of this?
Yes.
Yeah. And you said earlier in the 6 o'clock show, helping them just to think about the future in real ways. Okay, well, you're going to have to provide for that. Are you going to work? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? Right. What does that look like? And I'm guessing, and you correct me if I'm wrong, this is not just one formal big sit down, but little by little along the way, just helping them to think about this.
Absolutely. I mean, a big part of what I talk about with patients is, where do you want to be in a year? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10? You're trying to develop this concept of a roadmap so that they begin to think about their future on their own. It's very easy for us as parents to try to map that out, and I want you to do this, and I want you to do this. But what I think is really important for kids, especially long-term success, is, what do you see yourself doing?
Yeah.
And they'll have concepts of, I'm going to have this much money and live in this big house, and then the next question I ask is, how are you going to get there?
Right.
What does that take? Is that college? Is that a job after high school? Really empowering them to have these thoughts and be independent. It takes effort, and like I said, it takes a lot of us restraining what is the desire as a parent to kind of go in and micromanage things. But for teenagers, as they're transitioning, confidence comes from being able to do things on your own, and realizing you're capable of it. So that's a big part of what I think parents can do. Instill that confidence in your kid by letting them take on those responsibilities. What
are some mistakes that we naturally make that get in the way of doing what you're suggesting here?
So it's kind of this idea of like lawnmower parents. So I'm kind of getting in front of my kid to make sure all the obstacles have been brushed away.
Oh, interesting way to describe it.
Yeah, when you go to high school and you forget your homework, are you the parent that goes and drops it back off again? Are you there trying to save the day? It's important sometimes to say, I'm sorry, that was your responsibility, and now you've got consequences. And hopefully you'll learn from that. Hopefully you'll learn that you can kind of, okay, next time I got to get all my stuff organized, have it ready to go. It's the idea that, what do you expect your child to do as an adult? And it's manage the world without you to some extent. You're there to support. I'll always be there to give advice. My own son is about to go off to college. Hey, Sabin. So I'm preparing for that, and it's easier said than done. I'm guilty of trying to jump in front of things, but I'm learning that for him to feel confident and for him to be successful long term, mom and dad have to step out of the picture just a little bit.
I love that perspective, because everybody wants the kids to have confidence, and you might think that removing obstacles will allow them to have confidence, but really no. Long-term confidence, exactly what you're describing.
Yeah.
Wow, that time flew. Thank you so much for joining us, for those great tips. Hopefully some of this reinforces some things that you've heard, and you feel more confident going into doing that. Thank you, Doctor, for joining us, and Ilona, we'll toss it over to you.
Great tips. Every single one of us can use this if you have a teenager.